Divine guidance operates as a rigid biological law. Imamate is the physical inheritance of a highly refined genetic strand, transmitted through the generations. For centuries, the Greater Occultation of the 12th Imam has been analyzed through a political lens, yet the data of population genetics suggests a far more clinical reality. The occultation functions as an evolutionary bottleneck, a divine isolation protocol designed to protect this apex genetic lineage from a world of biological and ideological pollution. To understand the severe, agonizing tragedies of prophetic history, we must first accept the absolute biological mechanics of this divine inheritance. We begin with the axiom of the Irq, the genetic strand. It carries physical traits alongside deeply ingrained psychological, temperamental, and spiritual predispositions. This flowchart visualizes the mechanics of conception. A halal union generates a stable, luminescent frequency, a pure Irq that is biologically predisposed to the love and authority of Imam Ali. This physical transmission of divine light, or nur, occurs through purified loins and purified wombs, acting as biological conduits. A haram union produces a distorted, dissonant frequency. This corrupted Irq carries an inherent predisposition toward hatred and hypocrisy. This establishes the principle of biological resonance. Pure-blooded believers carry an inherited frequency that naturally aligns with the nur of the Imams. In this model, the love or hatred of the Ahlul Bayt is a literal biological litmus test of genetic purity, not a personal opinion. The historical narratives of the victors rely on the assumption that the majority of a prophet's followers were righteous. Scripture and genetics suggest otherwise. This scatterplot shows how massive populations carry inherited genetic and spiritual diseases of hypocrisy. This nifaq is a constant impediment to divine justice. Quranic axioms like 6:116 and 12:103 provide clinical proof. Obeying the majority leads directly to falsehood and biological corruption. This historical and scriptural warning against corrupted lineages is anchored in the earliest calligraphy of the Revelation. The prophets were never tasked with saving large populations. Their goal was the preservation of the deen through the tiny fraction of the pure Irq. History consists of a series of severe physical sieves. Prophets enacted painful protocols to protect the pure seed from the corrupted masses surrounding them. Prophet Ibrahim's decision to leave his lineage in Mecca was a calculated act of geographical genetic isolation, a Barren Valley Protocol. This extreme isolation ensured the biological line remained uncontaminated by the polytheistic environments of surrounding empires. After the golden calf betrayal, Prophet Musa utilized a 40-year desert wandering as a temporal filter, a biological necessity for a corrupted generation to die off. The events at Saqifah represented a biological coup. Corrupted lineages revolted against divine purity, physically unable to resonate with the justice of Imam Ali. The primary hurdle for the prophets was never an external empire, but the internal biological betrayal of their own corrupted majorities. Here at Karbala, Imam Hussein initiated the ultimate visceral clash of opposing bloodlines. This diagram shows the collision, the zenith of the prophet's pure DNA facing Yazid, the ultimate product of a corrupted lineage. This massacre was the visceral output of the Irq. The thousands who slaughtered the prophet's grandson carried a corrupted ancestry that resonated in direct physical opposition to the nur of Hussein. The sacrifice was a divine filtration event, drawing an eternal line between the lineage of Hilal and the usurpers. Karbala permanently exposed the diseased body of the Ummah, forcing the pure Irq into its final evolutionary phase. By the Abbasid era, the state apparatus was weaponized for the genetic extermination of the pure DNA, putting the lineage under catastrophic predatory pressure. The occultation of the 12th Imam is the perfected final evolution of Ibrahim and Musa's protective isolation strategies. The Ghaybah operates as an impenetrable biological fortress. It ensures the final repository of the Irq remains pristine. The Irq functions through resonance, which requires a biological reference point. The 12th Imam's living presence provides the physical constant, a standard of genetic equilibrium that anchors the fitra of humanity. During this occultation, the believer's duty is to safeguard the biological architecture of their lineage. Through halal unions, the believer preserves the genetic receiver, ensuring their Irq remains tuned to the specific frequency of the hidden Imam. Through this biological resonance, the connection persists until the final manifestation.